So let's humble ourselves for the word of prayer, and then we invite our today's speaker. Heavenly Father, thank you for this morning. We thank you for the gift of life. We thank you for the work you put before us. We thank you for our businesses. We thank you for this morning call of business leaders. Thank you for blessing the works of our hands, O Lord. Continue to bless the works of our hands. And Father, as we gather here this morning, to get wisdom, Lord, because you said in your word, in all our getting, we should get wisdom and understanding. So as we partake of the wisdom this morning, open our spiritual eyes and ears to hear from you, but above all, to implement in our businesses, in our endeavors, to the glory of our communities, our families, our country, and the entire world. Because that's why we are here, Lord, to serve you through all the exploits that we have at hand. We speak to the speaker today, speak through him, use him as a vessel to bless us, but above all, help us learn and implement all that you share. We thank you, bless you. For in Jesus' name we pray and believe. Amen.
Amen.
Great. So today morning we have a great person, business leader, who has vast experience, which you'll get to share with us. Invite with me Jerome Ivan Ayazika to speak to us this morning. Jerome, you have the platform, and may the Lord use you to speak to us of your story. Thank you.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Happy to be here once again, just to go through a couple of things with you. But before I start, on Sunday, Douglas posted something on our group to do with Elon Musk buying a car for I think for his mother at no discount. So that got me thinking, why? Okay, or just thinking, why did he do that? No discount. Before I still jump into it, I want to just take you on a small journey. Have you ever dared, let's say, to walk into an LC Waikiki or a game or a fine pharmaceutical or a Livara outlet or and asked for a discount? Have you ever done that? Well, my guess is right, it is no. But there are those who are bold. If you have ever done so and dared to ask for a discount on those outlets, I believe that the look you got, imagine the look you receive when you ask for a discount in a place like that. I'm sure it was more like, I think you are in the wrong place. I think you are in the wrong place, literally. But also for those who even dared to ask, or even let's walk into a store and realize, you know what, oops, I think I'm in the wrong place, price-wise. You walk out humbly, incognito, and you disappear. Because you know what? There is no room for negotiation. There is no room whatsoever of the rate or price going down. That is the price. That is the rate. It's a non-negotiable. Apostle says, about something being due to those you honor. Okay? Now, in business or an outlet, let's say if I go, let's say to also Waikiki or Livara outlets, once I step in there, ideally, the dues that I'm supposed to pay are set by where I have worked. Now, this morning talk is going to look at a couple of aspects. Allow me to share my screen. I'm able to do that. Donaki, am I able to share my screen? You?
Yeah, so I think someone is an admin. Let me make you a host. I think someone else is a host. Let me check.
Director Grace is the host.
Director Grace, you're the host.
Okay, so as that comes on, just imagine those moments. You walk into a store and you realize I'm in the wrong place price-wise. I've been in those moments where they come to asking you, how may I help you, sir? And you tell them, you know what, I think I can't find what I'm looking for. And you walk out humbly because it's a no-starter. You realize I'm actually in the wrong place price-wise. Yeah, so I want to look at how we build that model, but also why an Elon Musk is able to even pay a discount in his own business as well. But it is a business model that is built from ground up. So we're going to focus on that this morning.
Any success?
No, I don't see anything yet.
Director Grace, could you kindly make him a host?
The thing tells me that the host is not yet in the room.
Okay.
Now, in that case, what do I do?
Let me claim. Could sign in as a host. Let me see.
Let me log out and sign in as a host.
Was it a new link that was shared or what?
No, it's the same link.
Really? Normally, I sign in as host by default, but this time round, I don't see that.
Someone could have innovated.
It's called a coup d'etat.
No?
So, the Director Rosemary, please give Jerome hosting rights. So Jerome, you talked about. I know it's not time for questions, but you talked about this model. Is there a particular name for this model, or it's? Or I'm jumping the gun.
It's on the slide. I'm going to look at it. It's built from the marketing process really, but ground up. It's got 7 steps to it. So we'll go through 2 steps today. And if I get to come back at some point, I think we'll be able to go through the rest at some point. Yeah, but okay. As we get set up, my name is Jerome. Yes.
You're looking wealthy.
Director, don't make me grow wings this morning.
It's because he's wealthy.
Come on now.
Why not? I'm wealthy.
He's so relaxed.
For those of you who want Jerome's number, his number is 772 51. Jerome, your host now, sir.
Jerome is the host now, so you can kindly go ahead and share. Thank you.
Thank you, Rosemary. You have saved us.
You're welcome.
I think we are there. So right, those who don't know me, my name is Jerome. I'm a commercial professional, and I've done this for the last 12 years in the FMCG, telecom, and personal care industry as well. That is Kokem, Chien, Kimberly-Clark, and currently with Movit, head in marketing for IB, in charge of 9 countries. And there will be 10 come July, because South Africa is coming on the grid. So we'll be in South Africa by the start of July. So there will be 10. Yeah, so that aside, let's jump into it now. You see, the first step we have here is is defining the market. Now, a Vine or a game or a Rivara or an LCY Kiki, whatever it is, this is the first step where you get to define who your market is. You're able now to build from ground up. Now, defining the market looks at a couple of things, covers a couple of things, and one of them is simply research. You gather data, or surveys, analytics, whether online, but you gather information. The purpose here is basically to help you make decisions about 4 questions. About 4 questions. And the first question here is who? The second question is what? The third question is when, and then number 4 is where. Now, if I may go back to 1, the who is my customer? Who is going to be my client? Who is your customer? That is the first place you start from, by defining who I'm going to reach out to, who am I targeting. Now, this helps you to zero in into that person who is going to be your customer at the end of the day. So when you zone into that person, now you go into the what am I going to do to be able to affect that person able to buy from me or use my services. Now, just a step back, the who, I'll look at their character. I'll look at, you more or less profile that person. Imagine profiling them and knowing things about them. So yes, I'm targeting Donaki for my services. That is the first place. Now, number 2 is what am I going to do to make sure Donaki buys from me? In other words, if I know who, it's easy for me to figure out what I'm going to do because I know them. In other words, not everyone is your market. So you zero in. Bullseye, this is the person I'm going for, it's the people I'm going for, category I'm going for. Then you go to the what am I going to do? What am I going to do to be able to attract them, to be able to get them into my service? Now, number 3, the when. The when looks at an occasion, the occasion of purchase or the occasion when they get to use the service. When? If let's say I'm doing a bakery business, when do people buy bread? If they want fresh bread, try to have fresh bread in the evening hours because people are purchasing to get back home, so they want fresh things they take home. So the thing is of when speaks to a pattern. It speaks to let's imagine I choose to track CD Maya for a full week. I follow him and he's unaware. So I pick up the time he leaves home, the day he gets to work, the time he has lunch, the time he leaves his workplace, the time he gets home. So I'm looking at his pattern for the day. So I know on what intervals or at what point of interaction I'm going to engage CD Maya as a customer. So that speaks to the aspect of when it is you're picking up patterns of the customer so that you sort of fit yourself into that pattern and you meet them on their journey as they move. Number 4 speaks to the aspect of where. Where is my customer found? Where will they be? Where are they? Now, I'll give an example. That let's say if you're whether doing events or you want to get yourself out there, you'll even look for, let's say, activities or events that speak to what you sell, so that you position yourself where the market is. Now, the events in town, that's I think to do with dining and wining and things like that. Now, for those, let's say, who are into food business, you know, those are places to be in because, you know, that is where the market is. So you know when they get to be there, but also where they will be, because there is a pattern you are following. Now, this helps you and me to be able not to think for the customer, but think with them in mind. Because if you don't think with the customer in mind, you more or less have no business because it is about them. Now, when you do the researching, it is about understanding and defining that market and defining that customer and defining what are they about. What do I need to do to be able to meet the need that they have? But also, when do they purchase? When do they use the service? Where will I find them? So all these are locked into number 1, which is defining the market, or what I would call as well research. And you get to answer those questions in that number 1 portion. Now, let's jump to number 2, segmenting the market. Now, here, yes, we will segment the market into main and secondary markets. Like I said, you cannot target everyone. So now we have a profile of who we're targeting and what we need to do, when and where they are, we now segment. Because we've done research, we now put them in pools. Let's say pool 1, this is how they are. This is their pattern, their purchase pattern. This is where they're found. Now, you will look at customers that have similar traits, and segment them. There's a reason why you'll find, let's say, a CJ's or a now Green Cafe. Okay? CJ's, Green Cafe, or KFC, they are not all over the place. No. Because they've done research behind the scenes, they know. And by the time you walk into that outlet or into that space, you also know, I've gone there, and yes, I'm going to pay that money. No questions asked. If you can't afford, you'll walk out. They won't even beg you to stay. They will not. Because they've already defined who their market is. So those who walk in already know I'm going to pay it. Now, when we get to segment main and secondary markets. Who is your core business? Who is your core person that you are targeting? Now, for those who are into, I would say, business to business, you supply other business people to business, you get to supply them. Now, when you get to supply them, what are the key drivers within those segments? Like I said, you're looking at similar traits and similar patterns. The people who are purchasing things from, let's say, a game or a masters or a quality, don't purchase in a kafunda. So once you segment the market, this is who I'm going for. Everything you build around your brand, everything you build around what you do, your processes and your day-to-day, the way you go about your business is built around meeting the other customer. You know, now imagine yourself, as you are, going to that stall, that mudala or that kaduka, the service you will get and the service you will get in a high-tiered outlet. The service is different. The service is different. If I went to a Livara outlet and I get the service of a Kaduka, I'll be like, but yee. You know, I thought, because already there is a perception, the way they have built their brand and the way they are presenting themselves to the market, because they know who they are targeting. Now, when you target that, you also attract the right customer to you because you have defined who you're attracting. Once it is defined, customers will be able to just come to you and they'll simply pay without negotiating because they know. I go to this space, that's what I pay. That is the value I get from this outlet. Now, B2B, business to business, business to consumer, now other aspects come into play. They come into play, but they help us to ideally to build that model. We segment, okay. Once you segment, I'm going to go for this market segment. Now, Elon Musk knows, and this was done in research, so he knows who his market is. It even applies to himself that, yes, even him, there's no discount. That's it, that's the model. You either pay or you leave. So define segment. You segment based on the same characters that customers have. You put them in the same pot. You can tier them, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, based on the traits that they have. And those traits are picked from the who, the what, the when, and where. Then you segment. And you'll be able to choose the segment you are going to service or sell to. That is first running out. Let me just start handle number 3 quickly. Targets. And find the profitable channels that you have. Now, when you segment, you'll be able to look at what we call channels. Now, the channels that are profitable for you. If I'm going for the tier 1 customer, then I'm pushing for a very high margin on them. It is value, they love quality, so they won't negotiate on price. They will pay. Now, some channels and some categories as well are guys who will want to negotiate. Where are they found? You know, Chikubo, you know, the Lotia Duka, that is now another channel altogether. So which channel do you want to operate in? because the money you generate, revenue generate, is going to be based on the channel you are playing in. Your margins will be based on the channel you're operating in, because margins are built differently for different channels. It's not the same. It's not the same. When you supply, let's say, a game, they get a different margin from a guy in a duka. It's different. So you've got to be able to zero in. Now, when you get to target, your target is based on the defined market, your target is based on the segment. You're able now to go for a channel which is profitable for you based on those parameters. Our time is up. So I think I'll take some questions, and yeah, over to you, Donaki.
Thank you.
You are muted.
John, we can't hear you. You're muted.
Oh, all right. Thank you. Thank you for sharing with us. Indeed, the marketing process is a great one. So whoever has a question could raise up their hands, because we have a few minutes, but I have a question myself. At what point is this done? Is it when someone is just delving into the business? Is it when they're already rolling in business? At what point is all this done? Otherwise, if I'm starting and have to analyze a lot of things, isn't that analysis paralysis, or at what point is it done? So whoever has a question can raise it, so that it can all of them can be answered at one go. Director Grace, go right ahead.
Thank you, Jerome. Can't you be in two segments? Can't you exist in two segments or three segments? Can't one person be in more than one segment? Back to you, sir.
Over to you, Jerome.
Okay, let me start with Donaki. At what point do you do this from inception? From inception. Because that is, unless you are building a business to last maybe a year or maybe a couple of months, but if it's for the long haul, it's better you get it right from the onset. So the thing is, you only go as far as your mind takes you. Are you dreaming and visioning 1 year or a couple of months, or just a hustle, or building a business? If it's a business, then you've got to build this from the onset, because it sets you up for what is coming ahead. Yeah, so dig in. This is what gives you value. It's what will actually, you get to appreciate this even after it is done, because you will know. You will not waver, you will not be all over this, because you are not defined as a business. Once you are defined, you're able to now focus and push your agenda from the goal. And you see, as we think research is expensive, no, it is about picking up simple data. Let it be within your circles, within your friends. Ask questions while you're picking up information every single day. They will be able, they give you a pattern. Where do you buy this? Why do you buy this scent? What's your preference? When do you get to maybe buy the bread? Or when the information is there, it's just that we don't simply ask. But there is a pattern. Everyone has a pattern, and they will give you clues what is happening in the trade. Director asked if you can be in more than one segment. Yes, you can be. Yes, you can be. Let me give you an example. I'll use a quick example. All of you know the Kamini. So there was a time when Coke was doing a 1.5 liter, but the business makes more money on the RGB bottle, on the glass bottle. That's where the money is. These PET bottles, there is no money. They make money on the glass bottle because it is returnable. So there is no cost on making a new bottle, no. They simply clean the bottle and then reuse. So there is value and revenue and good margin on the glass bottle. Now, Reham came into the market. They introduced their car sizable bottle. plastic bottle, PET bottle. Coke first sat back for a couple of months. We don't introduce a scaled down bottle for the market because we don't make money. Fast forward, Coke was forced to introduce the Camini bottle, 350 ml. Not because there was money on it, but because it plays a tactical role and part in the market. It counters competition. But so when that happened, the business moved from 1.5 liter bottle to a 2 liter bottle to make up for the shortfall in revenue, because they're selling a pack which has no money, but the market needs it. The Mutawasi would buy the Camini but not able to buy that. But so you've got to be tactful in a way that you're able to balance both ways. If I'm losing here, where do I gain? If I want to reach another segment which is not tiered, okay, they can't pay over and above. But where can I make up for that loss in marginal revenue in a different tier or a different segment where there is no question about price? So maybe I can price higher here and then drop elsewhere. Others have also gone now to do as well scale down packs of the same product to make it affordable, let's say for the Mutuawansi. Still little margin, but you're having a reach, So yes, it can be done in 2 segments, even more. It can be done. Yeah, thank you.
Wow, what an example. Yeah, that's what it brings the point home, really. That was a nice one. Thank you so much, Jerome, for blessing us this morning. I see our time is fast spent. Thank you guys for logging in and for coming over for this call. Tomorrow we have a grill. Let's endeavor to attend the grill and share what it is that we've learned, what we've applied, and how we are progressing. So thank you for your time. We speak a blessing over you. God bless the works of your hands. Go out there in the community, in the country, and serve. May the Lord shine his face upon you, guide you, and bless you and protect you. Have a blessed day. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Thank you so much, Jerome.